Okay then. Centralised? I'm centralised. You might not see the top of my head if I lean forwards. Does that matter? Don't know. Come back down again. So, I was wrong last time. It wasn't session 2 last time. It was actually session 3, which makes this one session 4. So session 4 of Aija Legrand's journeys through Stygon Moor within the Forge, which is a terminus system. And a terminus system is the nicest of the system. So even that, because of the world we're on the edges, I would assume, of the terminus system, based on the fact this being a research institution. But there are a few things. So this is Ramshackle, which is a research institution. Then we've got Lagrange, which has an orbital settlement around the planet. That's corrupt. They're terraforming the planet and producing energy from an artificial star. And we have Cirrus within the system as well. And then we have Argosy, which is a deep space settlement, which we'll need to go to at some point. But at the moment we're on Ramshackle. Ramshackle being a settlement, the main research settlement on a rocky planet called Kobold, which has lots of rocks and debris orbiting it, like rings of Saturn. And within there is an ancient vault that we might need to get to. But at the moment, what we are doing is we're beginning a session. And to begin the session, we identify any flagged content. I don't think we'll have anything in this session. Review or recap what happened last session. So last session, Aija questioned the criminal prisoners. That could have gone a lot better, I feel, and even I feel I could have probably role played it a bit better. I don't know why I did it the way I did, but I did. And so I got some information from. I could have done it a lot better in retrospect. I could have done more about the criminal enclave, could have played their characters up a bit. Oh well. I enjoyed it. And so I questioned the prisoners, got some information. I got some minor information about the cases holding dangerous materials, and some minor information about that it's being stored in the caves, but we don't know where, and completely messed up when trying to interview one of the main drivers, and then one of the prisoners started to get sick, and then when actually Aija started to question the main driver, they just basically stonewalled Aija, and so they didn't get very far at all. And then a suited person of legal origins came in, carted the 6 prisoners away, and took their spaceship, and Orca, which was the smugglers' spaceship, and what remained of the cargo, and left. So we don't have cargo to investigate. We don't have the transport craft to investigate, to try and find out where it went. All we know is that somewhere within the caverns, so it could take ages. So I created, I don't know if I created the expedition one. I haven't created the expedition one yet. But after finding that out, we then went back to Merrick to speak to Merrick, because Merrick said that he wanted to speak to Aija once Aija had dealt with what was going on at the port. Merrick saw that Aija was quite injured. I actually got Being AI to generate some images from that last session. Well, from the session 2 when there was the gunfight, and from last session. I didn't do questioning. I should have done questioning. I described Aija as a space paladin in white armor, in white Mandalorian type armor, It came up with some quite good images. I'll put them in. I'll maybe over. I'll try editing this, and I'll put them in over the top whilst I'm talking, just to show. Or maybe see if I can do them like in the side, maybe where my hand is here. I'll put some images there. I'll see if I can do that. I've never done anything like that before. I've never really edited video before. It's funny because I'm probably never ever going to put this up or show this to anyone else. I'm just talking to myself. First Sign of Madness. Actually, it's not. As we all know from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the first sign of madness is talking to yourself and not expecting what you are going to say, or not expecting the answers. I think the captain in his bath says. So, that was last session. Aija swore a iron oath to find the crates and remove them. That may have been, I mean, because we don't actually know that the crates are causing problems with the moss. We don't actually know that. Like, I know that, player's knowledge, but Aija doesn't know that. Merrick doesn't know that. So Aija probably would have sworn to find out whether the crates are affecting the moss and then remove the crates, or find out what's going on with the moss. Would probably be closer. So I did read up about the parallel tracks to expeditions, and you keep them on different. So because the vow isn't, so if the vow is to find out what's going on with the moss and fix that problem, then the expedition assists the vow, but the expedition isn't the vow. So what we do apparently is you keep the expedition and the vow, so I'm going to read from my notes, on separate tracks. If you reach a milestone, you can reach a milestone on the vow by preparing for the expedition, by undertaking the expedition, and by completing the expedition. That can affect that vow. So this vow, you normally would make the expedition one drop lower than the vow. I think it's what it said. You can incorporate into it to add a story and narrative, but also to get your vow track moving forwards. Because this vow also, if I complete the vow to help, I'm also going to be moving my bond with Merrick forwards a milestone. So anyone stopping you from going, overcoming that might be a milestone vow. So I might roll. So when we first start the session and I start the vow, start the expedition, like preparing the expedition, I'll roll to see maybe sort of some oracle prompts and see what words it gives, and then we'll decide whether there are any agents on Ramshackle who will stop Aija from preparing or cause Aija some problems. So that's preventing, that will then create a milestone falls on the vow. Whilst on the expedition, any new information you discover, any obstacles you overcome or foes you overcome will cause marking progress on the vow. Those will of course cause marking progress on the expedition. Once you finish the expedition, that will be a milestone for the vow as well, or the quest. And there might be foes at the ending that will create a milestone as well. So what I was thinking is we will do the expedition. Yes, expedition. And then at the end, depending on how I roll for the progress move on the expedition, there might be some of their smugglers there. They might have a base there, and I'll have to confront, and then there'll be a combat, and we'll see how that works. And so that's basic. So this session is going to be going on the expedition to the North Pole, as Christopher Robin would have organised. So first off, we will recap how Aija is, and then we will do a beginning session move. So Aija is on 5 momentum, has got healed. That was one of the other things that happened last session. Merrick tended Aija, which I also got an image generated for, which we can put up here during it. So Merrick tended Aija. Aija was a bit disheartened by the way they dealt with the interrogation, so Aija's spirit is down. and I can't remember why Aya lost supplies, but Aya is down on supplies. So what we will do is we're going to start the session. We will set the scene by envisaging what the character's current situation is and intent. So Aya is going out into the very small sort of storage area. So there'll be a quarter. So based on the podcast, let's just see if it's still running. Yep, based on the podcast Slushies, which is an Audible serial basically about the Australian. It's comedy by the two Ks, Kate McLennan and Kate McCarthy, I believe. It's very good. Who go? So it's set in Antarctica, which is why I was talking about the other session. The research base, and so because it's a research base, they don't really have a store as such because it's public funded. But they have what they call, I can't remember what they called it. Aldi? Safeways? I can't remember what they called it. But basically, it's a storage locker where there's stuff. That's not like this. It's like this. So there's some stuff in the central area for the research staff to do. But based on the fact that we also have there's trade and commerce and other stuff going on, even though there's not that many people on board. Probably 30 is too small. There probably needs to be more than 30 people here. Maybe there's 30 staff at the Research Institute, but there's more than that. I can't remember what I rolled for the thing, but 30 doesn't seem enough to actually have to have what I'm imagining. 30 doesn't seem enough to have what... it says dozens. What does dozens count as? Well, Baker's dozen is 12. Dozens is about 30, isn't it? Okay. Oh well. So, Aya is off to resupply. So Aya is going off, and so there'd be a small sort of bar probably. There'd be a little cafeteria area. There would be some storage areas and a quartermaster. So Aya is going to go find the quartermaster. Probably with throwing in too many NPCs and too many names of people, it's probably going to get too cumbersome. I tell you what, we'll just have this as, so we won't make the quartermaster a character at this stage. This will be sort of what's it called? A vignette? No, not a vignette. I can't remember what the word is in the TV series where you just see people going and doing things and music plays in the background. It's going to be a lot of that. But before we start, let's have a roll on here. In addition, you may spotlight a new danger, opportunity, or insight. Here we go. This can be this. What we'll do? Okay, what we'll do. Let's see if we have some danger. If we have somebody trying to stop us. Cat's playing with a bell thing. If you envisage a brief vignette, you may roll to choose. Okay, well let's see what this comes up as. And then we'll roll on the table. So if this doesn't come up with anything good, 62. Key location is made unsafe or becomes mired in conflict. Key location is unsafe or becomes mired in conflict. We have that, or we have our oracles. My big book of oracles hasn't come yet. It might come Friday. Today is Tuesday. And actually we should do this, shouldn't we? Just so I only do about an hour. So it's 4:45. I finished work early. 4:45 PM, and we'll play for about an hour and 15. See how that goes. So, action. When you ask Oracle about a goal, situation, or event for an action, okay, possibly, because what we're asking is description. When you ask Oracle to help define the nature of a location, discover, or encounter. Here we go. So, other oracles will include prompts to focus, known as descriptor and focus. That's your cue to roll on these tables and interpret the result. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to ask the oracle. Okay, here we go. It says words like abandoned, hidden, hoarded, toxic. Okay, so we're going to focus, dimension. All right, so we're going to ask the oracle. what we're asking the oracle. So we're attempting to get equipped. So first off, we'll have the expedition. So let's do an expedition tract. We have a vow tract. We'll do an expedition tract. No, I'm distracting myself. Past situation. Something. So key location is made unsafe or becomes mired in conflict. Okay. We see one side of a conversation going on. Aija is approaching the quartermaster's stores. We see a brief past scene of Aija when they are much younger, attempting to get from Aya's mother. Oh, I know. We just have a very brief scene because we know Aija is off to try and get equipment. So we will have a flashback. We'll have a pass. No. It wasn't flashback. It wasn't flashback. That's not the word I'm thinking of. We'll have. It's like a montage. Montage. That's the word I'm thinking of. We'll have a past flashback of Aija. Approaching, so Aija goes to speak to her mother in her mother's office, as that's the way Aija often gets to talk to her guardian, her parental figure. I wonder where Aya's father is. We'll have to find out later. We're only seeing her mother so far. Maybe that's just indicative of my childhood. And goes up and knocks on the... There was a joke my brother used to tell, where he used to say that when he gets children, his intention is that he will be sitting in his chair, reading his newspaper, and then we have the ice cream van. The ice cream van will go past, and his child would run in and say, "Father, Dad, it's the ice cream van, Dad, can I have an ice cream?" And I'll put his paper down and say, now, let's be polite. It's "Father, may I have an ice cream?" "Father, may I have an ice cream?" Now, it's "Father, may I have an ice cream, please?" Father, may I have an ice cream, please?" Now, go outside, knock on the door, come in and try again. Come in. Father, may I have an ice cream, please?" No. Now go out and close the door behind you. So, Aija is coming in and asking Aya's mother, "Mother, I believe I am old enough to have my own firearm now." "Aija, you haven't succeeded high enough in your training. Thus you cannot have your own firearm yet." And Aya's head drops. And then we'll cut to so we've got key location is made unsafe and becomes mired, where we have the quartermaster that I is going to he's just on a headset, is on a mic'd call, and he's saying, "Look, I don't know whether I can do that. I can't just deny people equipment. That's not how it works here. So I can't do that." And then terminates the call as Aija will come in. Before I roll on the table. Right, so Aija comes in. How long have we been going for? 20 minutes. God, I talk a lot of nonsense. Aija comes in, so this was the descriptor. So Aija will roll on the descriptor. So I'm going to roll both the descriptor and focus. Red is focus, green is descriptor. What do we have? Do follow along with the books at home. I think you can download the Oracles file. I'll have a check and see if you can download the Oracles file for free. I don't know if you can. Maybe? I don't know. Because I got all this from drive-through, so I can't remember. Right. Green. Green. 41. Foreboding. Focus 84. Symbol. Foreboding symbol. Foreboding symbol. I could kind of be right. So I've just done that foreboding bit. Foreboding symbol. All right, roll one more time. If I don't like this one doesn't make more sense, then we'll keep foreboding symbol. We have. Can you see that? There's 49 and 41. 49 grim. 41 grim hazard. Grim hazard. Foreboding. What was the other one? Foreboding. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, sign. Foreboding symbol? Foreboding symbol. I think foreboding symbol is better. Alright. Alright. Okay. So, got it. It's in my head. So, Aija goes to where Merrick has directed them to where the quartermaster is. And this is where we will do the expedition track. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. 10. Okay. And we are making this, so if that was foreboding, this becomes dangerous. Okay. So to start off with, we have Aija goes to see the quartermaster. We've just got this symbol, quartermaster, and what we're going to do is we're going to have the quartermaster. There's going to be a tattoo on the quarter, not quite as good as my D20, but there's going to be a tattoo on the quartermaster's forearm, and our Aija first off is going to. So this is possibly we can do this as sleuthing. So I'm going to do a gather information. So Aija is going to gather information, but it's not gathering information directly. So how do we do, you know, like a notice check? I suppose it's just story. I know. So how about Aija? As Aija is talking, we'll just swoop into the conversation as Aija is talking to the quartermaster, and I will say to the quartermaster, "That's an interesting tattoo you have there. I vaguely recall." Oh, let's see. Ah, here we go. Maybe the crew had this tattoo as well. Maybe let's see if Aija notices this. Let's see if Aija notices that the quartermaster has the same tattoo. If the quartermaster has the same tattoo as the crew did. Okay, there we go. That is a foreboding symbol. If he has the same tattoo, which would mean that okay, alright, yeah. Which would mean that in trying to get the supplies to do this, it would be harder. So I can make it harder on myself by saying that I can't swap with momentum. And I need a strong hit. Like a weak hit would count as a miss. So I won't be able to get their supplies up. And he's going to have to go off on this with beginnings of 3 supplies. So this will get, so first off, we've got, so first off, if Aija notices that there's this tattoo, then I can try to gather information. So gathering information, you search for clues, conduct an investigation, analyze evidence, or do research. Are we attempting? No, we're not attempting to charm, encourage, or barter yet. This would be afterwards. This would be in trying to, if we can. So let's first off, we'll gather information. Let's see if Aija can spot this. So this is a wits, and a wits is a 2. I am not going to use sleuthing, or I could do sleuthing, which would be saying that I gather information in the course of an investigation. So I suppose it is, but it's not directly. I'll roll 3 challenge. Okay, there we go. So let's give Aya a chance to spot that this tattoo that's on the quartermaster's art forearm is the same tattoo as a couple of our prisoners had. Slight retcon, which I found out is from the 1980s. Right, we've got okay, that's only a weak hit because we've got a 2. Our wits are 2, so that gives us a 4. Matches against the 4, doesn't beat the 8. So we get rid of the 8. So we've got a 1 4. So we get 1. So that's a weak hit. Gathering information with a weak hit. The information provides new insight, but also complicates your quest. Envisage what you discover. Okay. So we get 1 + 1 momentum. So Aya will be questioning the quartermaster. Well, no, we'll chat to the quartermaster. Aya's not doing very well with this. I need some sort of, maybe if I do get an advance, I need to think about a new thing that will give me a slight boost when talking to people. Maybe some sort of diplomatic stuff. I don't know. I'll have to look at the paths. It's an interesting tattoo you've got there. It's a bit blunt. Yeah. So where did that come from? Well, I served some time in the military, and we got these tattoos then. So we're gonna okay, I'm gonna write that down. So investigate tattoos. So we're gonna have to look into this tattoo because it's the same tattoo that they had. So is it linked to his military background, or is it linked to the criminal bit? There's definitely a link between this quartermaster and those prisoners. There's a link there. Tattoo link. Is this going to be one of those storylines in a series that people forget about? Link between quartermaster and smugglers. Okay, so we still got a success. We got a good success in that. So he's a bit put off, and so we are going to attempt to try and get him to help us in getting the supplies. So if I can do the compel, then I'm going to say, though it says don't turn everything into a move, but it does come, it does seem like something to say. Resupply. When you attempt to bolster your readiness, envisage your opportunity in your approach. Barter and make an appeal. Here we go. So we'll just go straight to this. We're not going to compel. We're going to attempt to basically. This is where we've had a little bit of conversation, and then I will be attempting. I'm more writing than acting. Will be attempting to get the quartermaster, who still has said their name, so we don't know what the quartermaster's name is. They've purposely avoided doing that. They're not really making eye contact with Aya, so Aya is going to find this a bit tricky, possibly. So I will attempt to get. Oh, I can make it hard for myself. I could do 3 dice and I take the highest 2. I didn't fail. If I failed that last one, then maybe. So Aya is going to resupply. Aya's going to attempt to get some resupply. So what does Aya need? Aya's going to need food. Aya's going to need some form of lighting. We will assume that on board the ship, Aya has some sort of backpack. Yeah, so Aya's going to need to resupply. This is what we will get. So we've got our expedition track. So if I get a success on my expedition track, I will give me a success on the swearing an oath, because we're going to be able to start off So then we've got, and what was that? So we've had an obstacle which I don't think that was, no one really tried to prevent this because of the way I rolled. But this is us. This is Aija attempting to get resupplied to go. Oh, Aija fails to get resupplied, even on a heart. That's a 3, which would give me a 4, which doesn't match a 5, doesn't match an 8. So Aija fails. Miss. You encounter unexpected peril. Pay the price. Alright. Where's our pay? I don't know if there's a pay. Is there a pay the price? I can't remember if there's a pay the price in here. Pay the price. Fate 8. Pay the price. Yes, there is. Alright, so we failed to do that. Ask your oracles for inspiration. Interpret the answer as a hardship or complication. Roll on the table below. If the result doesn't fit the situation, roll again. Alright, let's roll for the pay the price. See what comes up there. What we've got, 17. So 17 on pay the price is you face the consequences of an earlier choice. Okay, no, not really. Face the consequences of an earlier choice, or we can also go. Okay, we will go. We'll go action theme. So we'll go green action, red theme. 56. Initiate. 81. Initiate. Yep, 81. Initiate spirit. A -1, which is initiate spirit. Oh no, I've got it. No. I've got it. What was that one that I said? You face consequences from your earlier choice. I'd love to give you the supplies, Paladin Aija, but sadly, most of my stock was on board the ship the Orca, which somebody stopped being able to be docked and unloaded and now has left. So we're short on supplies until the next run comes. The next run doesn't come for a week. So I can't spare stock to distribute to you who isn't even of Ramshackle. So, sorry, no. So Aija, so the quartermaster is negative towards Aija. And Aija doesn't get her stuff, doesn't get to progress the expedition track, doesn't get to progress the Val track, and Aija's going to have to just get as much stuff as Aija can from their ship and trog off. And that is what Aija's supplies are. So Aija's going to need to resupply when Aija gets back. So now we have our expedition. So Aija's got whatever she can scavenge together, whatever they can scavenge together, a small heat pack, their weapons, some dried food. Maybe because of this we'll set a clock. We'll set like an 8-segment clock. No, because then we've got to do 2 different things. We'll just have it as this. We'll have the expedition track as we track along, and we'll see. So 45 minutes, and we'll see how we're going for. So 5 minutes. So Aija gets shown by Merrick to where the caves start opening up. Merrick is going to point out to Aija the moss and how it should be this vibrant glowy green, and instead it's starting to go a bit brown around the edges, even out here. Let's see if Merrick gives Aija So there's a low percentage, so 30% chance. Merrick will give Aya 19. Yeah. So Merrick gives Aya a small handheld device which measures radiation limits, which will help Aya do her investigations. So, type of things that I reckon Aya can come across. Or I could do a little table. All right. Let's see, what sort of things could Aya come across? I should have done this before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 9. So I'll add a 10th one in 10. 10 things. So 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, 51 to 60, 61 to 70, 71 to 80, 81 to 90, 91 to 100. Right, so what can I come across? I can come across a dead end. Which might do -1 momentum. Though that would be okay. So what could I come across? Dead end. What am I doing? So this would be things that I can come across and that we could roll. No, what we'll do? So sort of things. I won't do that. Sort of things that I can come across. There might be some native creatures. So if we get a negative roll and then we roll on some of the oracles to find out what it is, we might come across something we need to fight. It might delay Aya some dead ends and Aya has to backtrack. There may be some cave-ins that Aya comes across. We might see a secondary store that I can come across and I can mark the position to then come back and retrieve the things afterwards. I can find out find out that it's the canisters contaminating the moss, because it may not be. We might end up and it's not that at all. And then I might find some of the smugglers who are in the caves guarding, or finally I will come across the actual product at the end. So we'll decide when that is based on how we go, and whether if we roll badly we can say that Aya finds it, but there's some, or maybe if that's a miss there's a negative, but we'll see. Let's go. So Aya is going to begin their expedition. So how do we do that? How do we begin an expedition? Exploration. They will begin to explore. Undertake an expedition. When you trailblaze a route through perilous space, journey over hazardous terrain, or survey a mysterious site, give the expedition a name and a rank. So the name is Explore the Caves. I mean, it's been done before, but it's not been done in ages, so there's no map for us to have. Then each segment of the expedition, envisage your approach. So when it says each segment of the expedition, okay, yeah. So we have waypoints. So let's say it is a 6. So we've got six waypoints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 will be our final one. When you divert from an expedition to examine a notable location. Okay. Oh, we might find something interesting as well. Okay. So we're going to say it's a 6 waypoint. So the cave's quite complicated rather than a 4. Or we could just do 4. So what do we got here? Undertaking expedition. For each segment of the expedition, envisage you approach. If you move at speed, keep under the radar, stay vigilant. On a strong hit, you reach a waypoint, envision the location and mark progress per the rank of the expedition. On a weak, as above, but this progress costs you. On a miss, you are waylaid by a crisis or arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress and pay the price. Okay. Alright, sweet. So it is a clock. So basically, it's a clock. Is 6 too complicated? No, 6 will be fine. Okay, so Aya enters the caves. Gun drawn. No. Torch in hand, scanner in hand, Aija starts to go into the caves. So we will say that Aija is staying vigilant. Aija isn't moving at a particular speed. So that's wits, which is a +2. We get a +2, this is a miss. +2 gives us a 5, which is matches a 5 and doesn't beat the 6. So that is a miss. My momentum is 6. So I could burn momentum to start off with, so at least I get a weak hit. Alright, I'm going to burn momentum to start off with. I'm going to reset momentum down to 2. Burn momentum, which means that at least we have so for our first one, so we reach our first waypoint. I can make a suffer move -2, or 2 suffer moves at -1. Face the peril at the waypoint, envisage what you encounter. Weak hit as above, but this progress costs you. So a weak hit as above, you reach a waypoint, I reach a waypoint. Envisage a location, mark progress per the rank of the expedition. So expedition is dangerous, so we've got 2. We have so let's say, so if you make a suffer move, okay, this is cool. We will say that what it is that we've reached a cave-in right at the beginnings. A recent cave-in. Maybe the smugglers have tried to cover their tracks, and so there's been a cave-in. Let's do investigation. So what's that? This is wits. Yeah, strong. So Aija, I'm gonna mark that as a swearing an iron vow progress, because that was a strong hit. This doesn't help us explore the caves though, but it is for the vow of finding the crates, because then we would know to watch out. So Aija, in investigating, will go, this was done with explosives. Look, I can see a little piece of a detonator. This was definitely done to cover the tracks, but I'm still going to have to try and work my way through this cave-in. So Aija is going to face physical injury, fatigue or illness. So this is going to be, I reckon, an endure harm, which we've got for serious harm. This is trying to plough through here, which will take -2 health. So Aija is going to attempt to plough through with -2 health. On a strong hit, choose one, shake it off. If you are not wounded, take +1 health. Embrace the pain, take +1 momentum. Okay. On a weak hit, on a miss. Okay, so what we've got, so we've taken 2 health. So Aija spend some time getting tired, moving rocks out of the way. Roll plus health or plus iron, whichever is higher. Well, my health is 3, my iron is 1. So I'm going to roll +3. Which is a 9, which is a strong hit. Oh, we needed a strong hit. Strong hit, choose one, shake it off. You are not wounded, take +1 health. Embrace the pain, take +1 momentum. Might need to try healing ourselves at some point with a medikit, but I reckon +1 momentum is going to help me out more. So Aija clears the rocks. Her armor's getting dirty, brushes themselves off, and then progresses on their merry little expedition way. How can you turn around and say not everything is a move, not everything is a roll? Everything is a move and a roll. So that wasn't your relevant weapon to confront an immediate hardship or threat. When you divert from expedition to examine an orbital site, roll plus wits. No, so that's what it was. So it's a difficult thing. So next we are going to move on. Staying vigilant, I will move to the next phase, which we've got. Which is a 5 versus a 3 and a 2. Strong hit. Yay! You reach a waypoint. Envisage your location and mark progress per rank of the expedition. So the expedition progresses on. Envisage the location. Okay, so what is this location? Let's roll a descriptor and we'll see what the location turns out to be. 1776. 17 no, civilized. 76 ship, civilized ship. A transport. Maybe there's a small transport. So in this waypoint, so there's small. Oh, I know, small transport. We might be able to get some resupplies here. So the smugglers have left a transport craft here. Small vehicle. It's out of fuel, so we can't use it to move on. Explore waypoint. Divert from expedition to some notable location. Roll plus wits. On a strong hit, choose one. On a strong hit with mates, you may instead make a discovery. Find an opportunity. Envisage a favourable insight. What's momentum? Resource. Yeah, okay. Gain progress. Mark progress on your expedition per its rank. Alright, so we will. So there is a small camp, which includes a vehicle. I will carefully approach it and we'll investigate this waypoint and see if there's anything that I can glean from it. I don't know if there is. So plus wits. So we've got which gives us +2, which gives us 3, which gives us a weak hit. So on a weak hit, you uncover something interesting, but is bound up in peril or reveals an ominous aspect of this place. Envisage what you encounter and then take +1 momentum. Okay. So, alright. So we move forwards. So if it's bound up, ominous and bound up. So we move forwards. We investigate this truck. There are a lot of empty recharge packs, these sort of weapons. No, we said there were these slugs. So of cases for ammunition. They're all empty. There's nothing we can get from it, but we see there's lots of guns that have been come through here, and we see a torn chemical protection suit. So an environmental protection suit, EPA, so an environmental PPA, whatever, personal protection gear. So definitely there's something dangerous in here, and if we come across something, there might be armed guards at some point at this waypoint. All right, so we pack up and move on. So we've got 4 against that. Does that give us anything towards that iron vow? Yes, it does actually. I'm going to take a single mark towards the iron vow because we've got. I don't know if I should do because I said that there's environmental protection gear, which means that it is whatever this is. You'd need to wear environmental protection gear, which means it might get in and affect the moss. That's bad. That's just a 3 and a 3. So this is wits. So that gives me because we're still just staying vigilant. So that's wits. So that gives me a 5 versus a 3 and a 10, which is just a weak hit. So we're moving on again. So we get to mark progress per the rank of the expedition. But it costs us. Face peril at the waypoint, envision what you encounter, or suffer costs en route, make a suffer move, -2. Okay, I reckon this might be our supplies will go down. Maybe we have to. We've been taking ages. Suffer move -2, or we can do move 2 of them at 1. When you lose or consume resources, so alright, so we are going to consume 2 sets of resources, bringing our supply down to 1, as we have to pitch camp. So we've been wandering for hours and getting tired. We've had to shift rocks. This isn't going well for Aija. Aija is obviously not natural for caves. Now Aya's thinking, really, I should have stayed in the ship. Should have stayed in the ship. Don't get off the boat. Stay in the boat. Stay exploring. Just don't get off the boat. So Aya's disappointed in themselves, and is going to keep trying to move forward. Okay, so next morning, Aija wakes up. There's not a lot of food left. Aija is having problems with supplies, and will continue on their way, continuing this expedition. Oh no! Okay, so that gives us a plus wits gives us a 3 versus a 4 and a 6. So that is a miss. Waylaid by crisis or arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress. So this phase I've just basically marked. So we've got 2 phases left. I've marked progress 3 times. Okay. Immediate hardship or threat. Pay the price. You waylaid by crisis. Explore a waypoint. Okay, that's a miss with a match. So that wasn't a match. So it is. I have to pay the price. Okay, so let's roll on pay the price again and see what we have to play with. Oh, Aija, are you just good at shooting people? So, pay the price. Most negative outcome. I reckon most of the negative outcome with the other bit is that there's people shooting at us. But maybe there's some creature, some animal type things. Now, ask the oracle for inspiration. Interpret the answer as a hardship. So let's do that first. First off, we're going to ask the oracle for some inspiration of what it is. Are we going to have to start fighting people, or are we talking? So we've got descriptor focus. So descriptor is a location, discovery, or encounter. Okay. So we've got descriptor focus. So we'll get our green and red. Green being descriptor, red being focus. So we've got 45, 85. So 45, foul. Okay. I think this is some weird moss creature. 85, foul. Foul. F-O-U-L. Foul. Foul. Not a fail, but foul. Foul system. Foul system. Foul system. We could do a quick foul system. Toxins. My health is already on 3. Hold on. So yes, health is on 3, but foul system. Okay, this might help Merrick. What I'm going to say is that so this is a pay the price, isn't it? Is this a pay the price? This is a pay the price. Okay. Toxins. How would we do toxins? Toxins would be a serious harm. Okay. Alright, so Aija moves into this new area. Wait, I haven't had an explore. How does Sam Hill explore a waypoint? When you divert from an expedition to examine a notification, how do we find opportunity in fish? Oh no, we did that, didn't we? We did that with the truck. Yeah, we did it with the truck. Okay, so Aija starts to notice that the air begins to smell differently and taste differently, and then Aija begins to choke, and they're choking and attempts to close up their helmet first, which would so they initially take 2 health, leaving Aija on 1 health, and then Aija will attempt to shake it off, which is roll health or iron. Both is 1. What is Aija's momentum on? Aija's momentum is on 4. Wow, I'm going to have to roll really badly for this. So Aija is going to attempt to shake, endure harm. Let's do that. Damn! Aija does badly. Okay, no matter what, that is a miss on endure harm. Okay. On a miss, it's worse than you thought. Suffer an additional -1 health, which would put Aija onto 0 health, or lose -2 momentum. If your health is 0, you must also mark wounded or permanently harmed, or roll on the table below, which would give me dead, dying, unconscious, reeling, or 50-50 still standing on 0 health. I'm on 1 health. I think this is going so oh gosh, if anything I'll say this is reducing spirit, but I'm going to reduce momentum as one of my resources to use. Aija, don't die session 4, Aija, just because I keep getting your gender wrong. Okay, that if we get into a fight, that's going to be tricky as. I'm going to make that a dangerous fight. Okay, Aija. Okay, Aija closes up, makes a note about this point, and then Aija will move forward. What time have we got? 58. Okay. Aija will move forward in the exploring of these caves, the expedition. So Aija is staying vigilant. Which I'll start moving at speed. This is getting tricky now, and Aija only has 2 left. So Aija is going to attempt to move at speed plus edge, which is still 2. So we've got 5 versus a 1, so we have a weak hit. So weak hit above progress cost you, so we have a weak hit, so we mark progress. This waypoint. Face a peril at the waypoint, envisage what you encounter, or we can suffer, which is going to have to be spirit. I is just going to have to become disheartened. Okay, so what happens at this point is Aija is going to suffer cost en route, make a suffer move -2. So Aija is going to make a suffer move to endure stress. Aya's got lost, and Aya's got lost in the caves, and Aija has a bit of a panic. So we flash to part of Aya's training. You know, the crawling under. No, I tell you what's always freaks me out when I watch any of. I am male. I have watched lots of military training things. Is where they go under the flooded tunnel, like the concrete tunnel, and they have to go under one end and come out the other. And though someone pushes them in one end and pulls them out the other end, right? Still, the thought of being trapped in a concrete tunnel under the water with all the gear on, like, freaks me out. That would be challenging for me to do. Like if someone's pushing me and pulling me, like, it's kind of easier, but that would still be challenging. So Aija flashes back to their training and going through mud. We've got the old barbed wire crawling with machine gun fire, and then we've got tunnel, and then why is the investigator doing this? I went to Hendon police training when I was a teenager to go and think about joining the police force, and I watched their training, and they probably did this but without the gunfire. And going through the tunnel, so Aija is feeling claustrophobic, Aija is lost, Aya's meetings are a bit confused, so Aija is going to endure stress. Aija is going to lose 2 spirit, as Aija is starting to feel really as though this was such a bad idea. This was such a bad idea. Why did I come down here on my own? Why didn't I ask Merrick to come with me? Why didn't I bring Legrand with me? Legrand could have helped. I have no signal back to home. If I can't find my way out of here, I'm dead. They'll come and find my husk in amongst all this moss. I should have tracked something. I should have even marked. Left breadcrumbs might have helped. So we've got, then if your spirit is 0, choose to resist this. Oh, hold on. Was that only for my spirit? And then if your health is 0, or you choose to resist the harm. Then if your spirit is 0, or I choose to resist the stress, roll spirit or heart, whichever is higher. Heart! So Aija is going to try and dig deep, remember why they're here, remember their training, and roll heart, which gives me a +3. What's Aya's momentum at the moment? 2. Forget that. So I get +3 to this. 3 and 3 gives me a 6. A 6 versus the 4 and 3 is a strong hit. At last, Aija. Go for it. Go for it, Aija. So on a streak, choose one. Shake it off. You're not shaken. +1 spirit. Embrace the darkness. Take +1 momentum. I think Aija is going to... What's Aya's momentum is 2 at the moment. So 2 to 3 isn't much big. But Aija is more... I think Aya's spirit coming up. Aya's going to take a minute. Do their 4-4 breathing that they were trained on. Center themselves. And go... I still have time. I still have time to find what I'm looking for. And then Aija is going to continue this time. Because that was the problem. The problem was Aija was moving at speed last time and rushed and got lost. So now Aija is going to stay vigilant. And now Aija is going to attempt to find the last part of this. Which, so what have I found across here? We found the gas, which I gave a tick for. And then we'll have a last one, which is whatever comes. So I will have completing, and let's see what comes out of this. So this is the last point of our 6 points. I've been going for an hour and 3 minutes. I do enjoy talking to this anyway. So here we go. What do we have? +2 for wits, undertaking an expedition. +2 gives us a 5 against our 5. Is that we have a miss, and our momentum is only 2, so that doesn't help us. So we miss on our final approach. On a miss, you're waylaid by a crisis and arrive at a waypoint to confront an immediate hardship or threat. Do not mark progress. Pay the price. All right. So we've got our price. Our price is that sadly So we have no more progress across our expedition. Our Iron Veil doesn't get progress. We've only got 2 marks on our Iron Veil. What do we have on the... We've got our Veil, which is our overall Veil, which was to do the crime syndicate-y stuff. Where's that piece of paper gone? Oh, Aija. Oh, you're about to get into a firefight again. Alright, I reckon if we succeed at this firefight, so what basically is going to be is that I could invest in a vegan food hub. I'm tempted to invest in a vegan. We're almost at. I'm tempted to invest in a vegan food hub. They've not raised a lot of money. 250,000. I'm tempted because I do like their burgers. Anyway, okay. I round a corner. I'm tired. I'm bedraggled. I see there's crates covered in tarps, and all of the moss in this area is just dark and brown. I will roll to see if it is that. It could be something else, but I'll roll to see if it is that. But at the moment, actually what we'll do is after this, we will then explore this waypoint. We will roll the explore the waypoint. That's if I survive this. We will roll the explore the waypoint and we'll see what happens. So, we've got a fight. What time is it? I could do the fight next session. So I've explored this. I've come to the end. We haven't got the final exploration, so I can't make progress anymore from my exploring the caves. I can make progress on my Iron Veil, and so we round the corner. Aija rounds the corner. I'll do an image. I'll try an image and put that up here. Yeah, Aija. Yes, image of Aija rounding corner. I'll try and put that up there. Is that the same one? That was the same one. Rounds the corner, confronted by. Here we go. 50-50, 1 to 50. There are 2 guards who are a bit confused because they haven't had the next lot coming. Over that there's 4, in which case Aija's probably dead. 19. Hey, 2 guards. Hey, 2 guards. 2 guards are there. Weapons ready. This went badly, so they're definitely prepped for me. That was a big miss. Aija is going to have to get into a firefight with these 2. Or fisties? No, Aija's better shooting because it's edge. Let's see, can I get a head start? Face off against your foe. Heart. I can get a head start to start off with. I need a strong hit to start off with so I get momentum and going to control. Okay. Now I think I'm going to stop there. So what we're going to do, so there's 2 guards. Aija turns the corner, faces off, 2 guards, and Aija goes, oh shit. And that's where we'll close the episode. So we'll end there. So basically, I don't think I've missed anything. We're at the finish of the expedition. I'll do this tomorrow. Finish of the expedition. We'll see how that moves forwards. 2 guards. I'll call this the fight track. Fight track. God, that was a depressing session. This is going to be a dangerous fight. Not formidable. Formidable is 1 square per. Dangerous is 2 squares per. Yeah, I think dangerous has to be, otherwise Aya's got 1 supply. Their spirit is down. They're on 1 health. They're feeling knackered. Their momentum is at 2. We're definitely going to need that remembering at the beginning of the next session. But yeah, that's it. So I was reaching in. So the expedition, I think I did that okay. I think that was alright. But yeah, okay. Job done.